Happy Thursday and welcome to More Than Just Task Management, your favorite daily podcast where we help you build a thriving business with me, Angelova, a business coach and consultant and a co-host of this daily podcast, and my favorite co-host and business consultant, Jores Minasvand, who is here with me. Hey, Jores, happy Thursday. You're on mute again. Yes, you need to unmute yourself.
Hey Anna, I love technology. Happy Thursday. Uh, how have you been? Have you had a good week this week? How are things going?
It's been a very, very good week, and it's getting even better because we are talking about finances, one of my favorite topics. So let's get going. Let's get going with today's conversation and today's episode. And as we mentioned, today the topic is what your monthly financial dashboard should include. And we'll be focusing on the elements that are necessary for any business. Now, depending on what the type of business you have, you might want to include some other things as well, but these ones are necessary no matter what business you have. And I would say it starts with your KPIs. First and foremost, your KPIs, and especially profitability. Like this is one of the things, like it's a financial dashboard. So profitability, where are you? Like what percentage? What's the real value? So this is where you wanna we will start, and like this is one thing you want to have. Then of course revenue, like you want to have like gross revenues, right? Like you want to know what happened in the last month. And another very important one, which it applies to any type of business. For some businesses it matters a lot and you need to keep track of this one very closely. It's cash flow and cash flow projections. So with some businesses, like with what we do, for example, we do get a lot of the payments beforehand, like in advance. So we don't really have accounts receivable. Like usually it's like not a lot, but then a lot of businesses do have accounts receivable, right? So this is another thing, like accounts receivable. What's on like what's outstanding, and with accounts receivable, what you want to have in your um, dashboard, in your monthly dashboard, financial dashboard, is also accounts receivable based on how aged they are. And you also want to monitor the aging as well. Are they going from 30 days to 60 days to 90 days and over? So this is a very, very important one. And then uh, you might want to look, so depending on how detailed you want to be, you might want to go have a report, whether it's one report or like it's a separate report, but you might want to look at budget variance, for example. Like if you um, had a projected budget that, okay, this is what the budget looks like for this month, and then at the end of the month you review it and there are differences, like you want to know, and not just for underspending but for overspending as well, and for to see how things are going and what's going on. And you might want to review your balance sheet as well, like to see what's going on. And this is where, like with the balance sheet, this is where you can look at ultimately your assets and like the equity you have in the company. Like this is where you can see changes in your equity. This is a good place to monitor this. And of course, some of the other things that you might want to monitor in terms of financials can be cost of acquisition. Like this can be a number that you want to see that's applicable to a lot of businesses. And of course, again, like with a lot of these numbers, with a lot of these elements, you might want to see them as KPIs. like where like a certain range is green, then others is yellow, red, right? Like you want to see them as KPIs. You also might want to look at the trends, what's going on. Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? All these kind of things. And uh, cash at hand, I think, is also like how much you have in your different accounts, especially if you're using the profit first system. Like you might actually want to see the different accounts, like how much cash you actually have right now within these accounts, how much cash you have on hand. And the last one I know, and I know it's kind of becoming a bit of a laundry list, but finances are really important, and you need to stay on top of this. Like we discussed this, I think, last week, where we talked about one of the things you should never delegate, you should never give the control over. It's your finances, so you do want to keep track of these things. Is balances and of your lines of credit and things like this, because like you some of these expenses they creep up. Like you might use your line of credit for something this month for like $1,000 this month, then for another $500 next month, and then for another 750, and then for another 1,000, and then something comes up and you're thinking, oh, we have like 20,000 in our line of credit, we're okay. But then it turns out that you have already spent 15,000 here and there. So you want to monitor this as well, like your line of credit, but the balance there, if you have a line of credit, of course. You want to monitor this and see this in your financial report or reports, like if you want to have them separate. So I know I mentioned quite a few things, and Joris, I do want to give you a chance to chime in and share if there's anything that's like really, really outstanding that like you think I didn't mention.
So, more of a question than maybe you tell me if these are the right ones. For one of them is payroll. Do you really want to? Is that, or is that part of your operation? Like, do you want to know, understand your payroll as well? I don't know if that's something that needs to be on there, or is that part of your operations? The other one is taxes. I know these are things that you need to monitor, but are they necessarily part of your finance dashboard? Maybe your finance dashboard should be more high level numbers. And the other one that I know for sure that needs to be done is it's good to have all of these numbers, but also you need to have some forecast, trends and forecast. Those are also very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. What you were saying. So, for example, with the payroll, uh, cash on hand is one of the places where you can look at those different accounts, as I said. And if you're following Profit First, you have a special account that is specifically for payroll. And this can actually allow you, you're absolutely right. Like the way that you can structure it is like payroll is a huge thing. So you can see in your dashboard, you can see this is how much cash we have on hand in payroll, in our payroll account. This is what our payroll looks like for this month, what it was for this month. This is the trend, and then this is the projection. So you can actually see what's going on, where you are. Do you have enough cash to sustain your company if something happens, right? Is it something that allows you to sleep like a baby, or does it keep you awake at night? So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This is something that within the dashboard itself, like one of the profit first accounts, again, especially once you have people working for you, should be specifically for payroll. You want it to be there. And absolutely, I completely agree. And this is a great reminder that you want this to be included in the dashboard and something that you pay attention to, because you know, like if your business, like if you have employees, you know that your biggest expenses are it's the payroll, it's the salaries you pay for your employees, and then taxes, yeah, as well, absolutely. Like how much do you have in your tax account? How much did you pay for taxes this month? What are projections for taxes and things like this? Again, if you're following the Profit First method, which like we're not affiliated with the Profit First, but we love it so much, so sharing it with the world. Uh, if you have the follow the Profit First method, you do have a tax account, And if you are in Canada and if you have a GST, HST, actually you have a tax account and a GST, HST account. So monitoring these are all the different accounts that we have in the Profit First model that you want to monitor for, like I said, cash on hand. So you quickly get at the end of the month, you get the snapshot and you see, okay, this is how much we have in each account. Then you can see this is what the trend looks like. This is how much we paid this month. This is how much what it looks like for the last 3 or 6 months or a year, depending on what trend you want to see. And then you can see projections as well. So absolutely.
I love it. Love it. It's good to have information is key, and how you use the information, it gives you the power on staying on top of your business, keep your business healthy, and yeah, I love it. This is perfect.
And while a lot of times we talk about not overwhelming yourself and just keeping sight of like a few key things. When it comes to your finances, you want to stay on top of this. You want to make sure that, like, because finances, it is the blood of the business. Like, without it, your business can't operate. And again, that's why you want to monitor all these different things. You want to know, like, revenue is not enough, right? Gross revenue is not enough. Mm, yes, it reflects sales and things like this, but it doesn't reflect how efficiently your business operates. For you to efficiently see how efficiently your business operates, then you need to know the other numbers, right? You need to see either some kind of gross margin or profitability, so you can see that, oh, actually, not only we brought that much in revenue for the business, but this is how profitable we were as well. And the business operated in a way that it left profits, like there were profits for it. And all these numbers, they tell you a story. Like the top level revenue, it tells you, can point you to problems with your marketing, problems with your sales, maybe even production problems. And then when it comes to cash flow, like how much cash you have in hand, like this is really, really important because ultimately you have to pay people, right? You have to pay people their salaries. You have to pay your suppliers. You have to pay expenses. You have to
Absolutely.
pay taxes. Like all
Mm,
these things, like you have to pay these things for your business to continue operating and to continue running. So you really need to know what's the cash flow right now, what's the cash at hand, and then what's the cash flow looks like. And that's why the other one I mentioned, right, with accounts receivable and maybe even accounts payable. Like, okay, this is what we need to pay. These are all the payments that are coming out. And as I said, the loans as well, line of credit. So ultimately, you don't need to see the daily transactions, monitor daily transactions and things like this. What you need as the business owner is a report or reports. It might be actually a few financial reports that show you the health of your business, that show you how well or not well your business is doing. And every month you want to review this. You want to review this with your CFO or financial advisor or bookkeeper or accountant, whoever you're working with. You want to review this so you know what's going on and how well your business is operating. And without it, losing sight of it is one of the biggest problems, like one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a business owner.
100%. Yeah, it's and a lot of people, we talk about this all the time. They are good at what they do, whether it's plumbing or welding or electrician or weaving baskets or making I don't know bagels. But I think 90% of the, and I've seen this happen to solopreneurs, to small businesses, to even large businesses, medium businesses. Um, Larger businesses are regulated, so that it doesn't happen to them. But it it's more like they don't know how to manage finances. And that is a big, big, big problem. Even as an individual, I don't think 80, 90% of people know how to exactly manage their finances personally. They run credit card debts, etc. So a business is a next level exacerbated problem. And if you don't know how to manage your finances, you'll go down very quick, very, very quick. I mean, if not owing to the bank, or losing your profitability to interest rates, you'll be owing to CRA and getting shut down and owing them for the rest of your life. Absolutely. I mean, it is, as a business owner, as a consultant, and then a business owner myself, that has been my biggest uh, part that I paid attention. Sometimes I paid more attention to my finances than I did to my sales and my delivery, because without that, you don't exist. You will not exist. You will vaporize. I don't care what people say. The bottom line business comes to your general ledger. If you're in the black, you stay alive, Floyd. You go into the red, you're done. It's very simple.
Absolutely. And one of the things, like see, you mentioned TRA, it's IRS, the in Canada, ultimately.
Yeah.
It's the Canadian Revenue Agency, which is equivalent to IRS in US. Uh, if you don't know what CRA is, it's the taxman here. And because we are located in Canada. Um, so I know that listening to this episode, you might feel a bit like, oh, wow, I need to monitor all these kind of things. Where do I even get the data to see this? And this episode, if it raised questions for you, amazing. That's fantastic. Because now you can go and get these questions answered by your team, by your bookkeeper, by your accountant, by your CFO. You can go and say, oh, this is Anna and Jores said I need these things in my financial reports every single month. Chop chop. Go do it. So this is fantastic, and highly encourage you, even if you're just starting, start monitoring these things. Get into the habit of, even if it's just you, right? Even if you are the one who needs to prepare these reports, in the beginning it might be easy because you might sell two things for the month, so your profit, like your revenue, might be $200, for example, right? If you say, so sell two things that are $100 each, so your revenue might be $200. So it's, and then some of the expenses you paid might be 50 or something like this, but you see that, okay, with $200 of revenue, my business will not survive half a month. So like it's a good habit to develop from the beginning. If you have an existing business and you're not monitoring this, highly encourage you to start right now. Like today's what? August 28th. September 1st is coming. It's a long weekend both in Canada and US. It's Labor Day weekend. Use it to gather that data and start monitoring your finances. And again, if you listen to this episode and you feel a little bit afraid and you feel a little bit panicky with, I don't know my numbers, I don't know my finances, what do I do? Apply to work with us. I'll add the application link. Apply to work with us, and we can help you get things in order and start running your business like a business, not a hobby, not a full-time job. Start running it like a business that's meant to make a difference, a business that will leave a legacy and allow you to go on that well-deserved vacation.
Yep, definitely panic. I will tell you to panic if you don't have those numbers. If you don't, even if on a piece of paper, on a sheet of printed paper by your accountant, if you don't have those numbers, panic. Really panic, because you're literally driving in like a whiteout in fog. You're blind. You're chancing it. So yeah, contact us. Come to us. We'll help you out. Amazing. Thanks, Anna.
Oh, thanks, Joris. And I love the way we ended it with panic. So, okay, take a deep breath, Don.
Yes, panic, panic. Come to contact us. No, I'm saying it because I would have panicked if I didn't have the those numbers. It's like I do a lot of mental things as well, but absolutely. I mean, you need to know those numbers. You need to have these days with technology and everything is at your fingertips on your phone. So there's no excuse. Contact us.
Yeah, how about the link is in the description of the episode, so you can go and check it out, and we would be glad to chat with you and help you put these things in order, get your financial system in order, because you deserve it. You deserve it, and your business deserves it. So go and do it, and remember to come back tomorrow, where, when, or where, whatever. We will be talking about picking between Google Workspace and Microsoft 365.
Yes.
And this is more if you're just starting, like you might be wondering which one to go with. Because if you already have your business, you probably work with one or the other. And chances of you moving from one to the other are very slim to none because it's too much of a hassle. So I would say this is more if you're just starting. But if you want to listen to the episode anyway, listen. We are always happy when we see people return to our podcast. So yeah, this is what we're wrapping the week with tomorrow. And go enjoy your day today, and go do some number crunching and contact us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joris. Bye.